Alright folks, welcome back to my Let's Play tutorial series. I'm James Johnson, your host, and I'm looking forward to another fun-filled episode. What were we doing last time? Well, we found out that our prisoner died. We need to now revoke from a new guy. We had just recently gotten married, I believe. And we're attempting to have some marvelous kids. Oh yeah, I was going to go away on a pilgrimage, wasn't I? Which means I need to set someone up to be my designated regent. Typically, I like to have my spouse as my regent, but that's usually when I'm playing as a guy, because I want to make the girl happy, for the purposes of having kids. The other way around, I kind of want to have the best person for the job, and I'm thinking that it might still be my spouse. Though this character's pretty good. He's got less diplomacy though, but he does have extra... it's really a minor difference, and I might as well make my husband happy, right? Alright, so we've got that set. Let's go ahead and start the event, shall we? I do tend to like to go to Rome. Okay, your dedication to religious pursuits has been noticed around the realm. Among others, it's quite impressed Grafad Lifan. You have maintained correspondence on very religious and philosophical matters for some time, and he finds that you are rapidly becoming good friends. So our common interests bind us together. I have a friend. Yay, a friend. So, my things are packed, everything's in order. Soon I will make the streets of the Eternal City and see all of its marvels. My journey begins. Dear wife, peace be with you. I've been appointed your regent. Good, good. Don't let the place burn down while I'm gone. You said this was a lawless stretch of road, but you still feel rather unlucky to be in this situation. The robbers are many and armed, and they demand that you pay a toll before you are allowed to pass. I have to pay up? No option to fight? Is this because I'm a woman here? Come on, what is this sexism? Traveling down a long and lonesome road, you come upon a man lying in a ditch. He seems to have been robbed and beaten up quite badly. Bind up his wounds, help him to an inn and pay for his recovery. Lose another 10 gold, but get the trade kind. Or leave him, he's probably dead. Nah, we gotta help out the poor guy. Alright, another good trade. Won't be long and this character will be an amazing character. 1,000 roads lead men forever to Rome. Alright. So, ooh, a chance to get gregarious. 50% chance, huh? Or take the opportunity to observe different languages and customs. Don't care about learning and intrigue as much as I would like to get gregarious. So gregarious it is. And we got it. Awesome. Alright, you finally returned from your pilgrimage. It was a rewarding and interesting journey, and you'd do it all over again if you could. Still, it's good to be back home. A great experience. 30 piety in the pilgrim trait. So if you don't know, every time your regent becomes your regent, he loses the title, and so you have to redesignate who's going to be your regent again. So I'm going to go back here and redesignate him as the person I want to be regent if something happens. It took me a few hours of playing the game before I figured out that you have to designate the regency every single time. If your regency is used, there's no longer a designee. Alright, so I've got the game paused because I kind of wanted to go and inspect my character and how she is now. So from that pilgrimage we got extra diplomacy with extra opinion. We got, again, more diplomacy with extra opinion. And we got pilgrimage, which, you know, more opinion. So I think that was it's a good way to start this character off in its training phase. Now we gotta wait till 791 for the next training course. Right, in the meantime, we have things we need to do. So, what are our counselors up to? So my spy master and my uncle. The reason I did that was because I wanted to survive to, well, to grow up. I didn't want my uncle plotting against me, and he was the best person for the job at the time while I was a kid. Giving him this post would make him like me more. He was the most likely person to have motive to kill me. But not to mention there was already a plot going on back when I was a kid, and whether he was behind it or not, I don't know. But right now I'm feeling a bit healthier, like I can tackle the world. And he's not a very good spy master, so I think we're going to have to fire our uncle from the job. He might not like that, and he might then start to try to plot against me, but with a new, improved spy master, we should be okay. So let's go spy master shopping. And he's Welsh. Well, that's good. So he's gonna like me. He is ambitious though, but I guess what's wrong with an ambitious spy master, right? Alright, now with our new ambitious spy master. liking me. That's a good thing. You know, because the Spy Master likes me, I think Cupbearer is a fitting thing to give him, because he's the most likely person to be able to kill me anyway, and Cupbearer is the one title that can lead to your death fairly easily because, well, he can poison you easier. So I'm going to give my Spy Master easier access to kill me if he's ever so inclined. But I think he pretty much likes me enough that I should be alright. And also, I'm going to give him a slight gift, just to make sure. Because my safety, you can't put a price on my safety. Alright, we're up to 78, that's pretty good. And now that we have a capable Spy Master, we can utilize him for good things. Well, that's if he'll ever get his butt here. Now, how mad did I make my uncle? Yeah, he's a little fired. He'll get over it. Alright, anyway, my counselors have jobs to do, and for my new Spy Master, I want him to go study technology. And of course everyone knows the best place to study technology is in Constantinople. Because he's a good Spy Master, he should have less of a chance of getting caught. I have this rule that if my Spy Master is not 16 or higher, I don't even bother to send him down to the Byzantines, because he's just going to get caught and end up dead anyway. So, with a good Spy Master, 16 or better, you have fair chances of stealing tech working out fine and the guy not dying. And then there was another thing I wanted to do. Yes. I need to fabricate a claim on my rightful county. In the meantime, he wants a seat on the council. I'm a female ruler. He likes me too much. When did I oh, yeah, my chancellor improved relations with him. Damn it. Oh, hopefully I caught this in time. Oh well, 2 arms. That worked out well, didn't it? I'm leading troops. Alright, I have commanders for a reason. I used to always lead the troops myself, but I've had so many unfortunate experiences where I've died on the battlefield that I pretty much don't let my characters lead troops anymore. Thought I had more commanders than that. Okay, so he's a commander. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so... I just fired him as a competitor. Oh. Okay, so I'm videotaping a moment of confusion here in the CK2 world. Hopefully everyone can relate to times when the interface just doesn't seem to quite work right for you. Promise, I have played this game before. I'm gonna chase him one more time, because he is leading his unit stack, and if I can capture him or kill him... Wait, I don't want to kill him now. Yeah, killing him would have just meant that his heir would have taken over. And that would have been this guy. And I'd have to go through this experience all over again. And that Finger of St. John, I wonder if I'm gonna... No, I think he probably keeps it. I'm not so familiar with how the artifacts pass hands. I do know that now when you die and different rulers take over, it seems that one of your artifacts in your treasury tends to get lost or vanish. So it used to be far easier to collect a lot of artifacts, and now they seem to have put that in place to, well, keep you from collecting a huge number of artifacts. Right, my steward's passed on. Any decent stewards in the... Well, there is, but he's also my siege leader, and I really don't want to use him as a steward. Court physician, that's kind of low. I'd rather have better stewardship at the position. Alright, we got a lustful 52-year-old who would be a fairly decent type of commander, especially if I was playing someone like France or Byzantines that use a lot of cavalry. Aggressive leader is not generally a good trait, but it is when you're using a very, very cavalry-filled retinue. Same thing with Roth. Roth is generally not a good trait. Leads to bad tactics, again, unless you're using a lot of cavalry, in which case Roth is just fine. So this 26-year-old is heir to a duchy. Is he married? His spouse. Yes, he does have a spouse. Well, whoa. I think I'm just gonna go with the best guy for the job, because he's gonna end up probably taking off on me anyway in a few years. So, alright, old man, you're up to bats. I think that's ironic, I'm calling somebody old. He's 52, which is like practically my age. But back in that day, that was pretty old. Let's see, student. Do I want to sleep around with my commander? He's not a bad character. Humble, brilliant strategist, brave, just, nice stats. Yeah, getting away with a kid by him wouldn't be too bad. Why not? Make a move. Make sure I don't get caught. I can't do that too often because you don't want to get the adulterous reputation hit. As a king, you can sleep around as much as you want, and it usually doesn't end up a big issue. But as queen, it can tend to be an issue. Nope. So there used to be a day way back when you could get peace and stuff before 100%. But now it's pretty much a guarantee you have to get to 100% war score. Will my husband believe it's his? Piety with the chance of becoming depressed or become zealous. Well, I'm a zealous chick, it sounds like. And that's a pretty good trait, to be honest. Two martial plus piety, more church opinion. I'm all about becoming zealous whenever I can. Okay, revoke the county of Terlenweg. This will lower his opinion of me by 60, but since he's a traitor, nobody will object. Perfect. Right, now we are sitting nicely. We have our core of our kingdom united. We can start building up the holdings to make them better. That also means our Chancellor will go back to performing statecraft. Okay, we stole some tech from Constantinople. Good deal. So, we started at 769, it's 787, so we're not even 20 years in. We're 18 years in, and you see what has happened here. This is what I'm saying. The Duke of Powys here is set up in a really, fairly easy position to take over Wales rather quickly, and to really have a solid little domain to himself. I often like just sitting here like this, especially when the Vikings start going crazy, and not bothering to take this because the Vikings can't raid me here. It's just a wonderful location to be a peaceful player at. A holy man came to our court today to talk about matters of faith. But it soon became clear he held rather unorthodox views. Being a zealous defender of the Church at all times, I believe I did the right thing when I gave the order to imprison the blasphemous pagan who dared criticize my faith in the Church. I was still shaking with rage as the pagan's blasphemous words when Griffad took the opportunity to whisper good work in my ear. Those pagans. Can't trust him. Rowdy, willful, conscientious. This is a good kid developing here. My cousin's gonna turn out to be a pretty solid character. Is my uncle brave or anything? No. You know, he's already mad at me from firing him from the council, but now I'm going to relieve him of his educator abilities, as I would like to educate his son. Alright, so what's going on in the rest of the world? France is having its typical squabbling. Lombardy is going through some squabbling. Oh, decadence revolt's happening already? That's a little early, but yeah, that's not a great thing, to be honest. Usually when the Decadence Revolt happens, France isn't so... what's the word I'm looking for? Tied up with its own affairs, and they're able to capitalize on this situation. Interesting. Uther Pendragon. Interesting. Who is this Tigla? She is... sadly a fairly decent character. That's going to run off to a different court, and I also think she might be a claimant to Terlenweg. Yeah, she is a claimant. Yeah, I don't think my opinion with her is going to improve enough to sway her to join the right side. Oh, and what I was looking at earlier is we got a marriage going on here, a marriage pact with France, it looked like. Oh, and Mercia. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. We need to fix this issue right away. He has claims on my province here. He will likely try to fight for it back, and that's just not a good thing. Boy, he's allied with everyone and their mother. Oh no, they're tributaries. So we've tried doing this betrothal thing in the past here, and it hasn't worked out so well. By the time my son comes of age, she'll be 24. That's not really the type of marriage I want to have. How strong is Wessex? have some younger ladies here. That will get us that necessary non-aggression pact. I hate tying down my heir to a possible wife that could be complete garbage. But I'm standing alone versus a possible mercy of France. Well, France is an issue. France doesn't have the ships to bring their army across, or they usually don't. And if they do, they can only bring their army across in small chunks, which is usually easy to deal with them. But Mercia is large enough to be a threat when combined with these guys. So I do need someone of some military capacity near me to help. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do this. So usually I don't ally until I need the alliance, but I don't think Wessex is going to pull me into any wars that are going to be of great concern. The worst war that they could pull me into is against Mercia, and I think we can handle that war. Also has the ability to pull Essex in if need be. Essex is just big enough to be an issue. Alright, well, let's save up our shackles then. We may need mercenaries in the near future. He's about to die. Ah, nice. France is keeping them occupied. the problem with allying to France. You end up in perpetual war. Nice. One of them's temporary, only for 2 years or so. The other one is permanent. Oh, and I did set my task to become Queen of Wales. So I possibly might want to start working on that end. So he doesn't have as much help to help him out. And what he will do is make me stronger when I basically consume him. Great philosopher. Sweet. More research points. So I'll have the ability to draw up 15,000 troops. That puts me nicely above Mercia. Okay. So with me in Wessex, that's about 2,600. Mercia is 1,350. 1,000, so 2,300. About 3,000, 3,100 between the three of them. Yeah, so Deft is going to help balance the possible power situation here. If I can get a hold of it, if the king off the evil declines the section by that they should marry. Oh, nice. Alright, that French war is done already. Ah, look at West Francia looking all... What's going on here? Catholic uprising. And they're doing well. Nice. Hopefully they can rise up against their heathen overlords. Alright, yet another morning when I wake up feeling as tired as when I went to bed. I know how that feels. I should do something about my listless mind. Perhaps I need to spend some time alone? Seclude myself in prayer and meditation? Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna get over it. Another son. Gwen is not a name for a son, sorry. Uther. What do we go with Uther? How about Merlin? Yes, Merlin is we need to start worrying about our inheritance laws. Well, for now it's Uther. Revolt War for Northumbria, huh? Wait, Petty Kingdom of Gwynedd? No kidding. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, here comes the de jure war over Dift. That's not what I was expecting to happen. How do I want that to transpire? So, if he does manage to well, he will manage to take it, and then I just gotta hope I get that, fabricate that claim in time. I don't think it's gonna happen. But if the claim can be fabricated in time, we'll have an interesting situation here. Well, that's for the glory of God. Why not? Incompetent steward? Really? Well, that's not optimum, is it? Do I want to make a sacrifice for Galahad? Well, definitely not to make him ambitious, that's for sure. Diligent would make me stressed, and I don't want to lose fertility anytime soon. Patience a great trait. What do I have to... yeah, he's gonna have to learn on his own. Let me join your war. I could do that, but no, it's not worth it. Tributary war is just... yeah, they're all good and fine for some things, but right now it would cause a needless truce period when I need to basically gobble up his territory. Yeah, I don't want Paris, sorry, that's... my neighbor is in Gwinnett, huh? Interesting. For having 4 provinces, this is about as weak as I ever see Gwinnett. He's got hardly any levies. His vassal's probably stronger than he is. Yeah. but I have no intention of making Gwynedd mad at me. If I can keep good relations with him when I become the King of Wales, he'll just magically align with me when I ask him to vassalize. So that will be all good and great and super and stuff. Byzantines are going through some craziness too. Ooh, look at that. That's nice to see. Uh-oh. Alright, so we've... Update, please. Oh, that's why it hasn't updated. Abandon the cop. Oh, that's my opinion of him. Alright. So I don't need to actually... I'm going to leave the Wessex and Non-Aggression Pact because these guys have lost their alliance with Mercia. And that basically means that basically means that I don't have to worry about not too worried about France. I know that sounds weird. Look at France. I should be worried about them, right? He has the ability to pull up, oh, you know, just 9,000 troops or so. But what is this fleet levy? That's what matters. Why don't I see that? I should see that somewhere. Fleet levy, 0. So those 9,000 troops are no threat of mine. Oh, it's that time. Time to move on to my next focus. Alright, so... I like to go business because I like to pick up the trade event. Amazing event. Business actually altogether really good focus. But I'm pretty good on stewardship, so it's not something I technically need to work on really a lot right now. Intrigue, I have no intention of developing that. Family wouldn't be so bad now that right now, being as having some more kids would be nice. It would allow me some more options to make alliances, and that's right, I do have another son, so I should form another possible alliance somewhere. With that being said, carousing. Carousing's a nice, simple, easy one to get out of the way, and it's pretty useful for forming friendship and stuff. Early on in a character, I'm gonna go with carousing. Then who do I want to carouse with? Do any of my neighbors want to come carouse with me? So it's not going to let me because they're not in my realm, huh? Okay, so be it. So invite my husband to carousing. Unfortunately, I can't join your merrymaking. So, with carousing, if I would have looked at my husband, I would have seen that he's patient, charitable, ambitious, kind, trusting. None of these traits actually are carousing deal makers, or deal... Well, anyway, none of these traits would have told me that he wouldn't have wanted to come carouse with me. At the same time, none of these traits really say that he wants to come to carouse with me, so that was just kind of a random thing there. But based off of different traits, you can get a general feel on whether or not somebody will accept your carousing request or not, if you're worried about taking those prestige hits. And maybe I can find someone that will make sense for you. Okay, so chaste, envious, proud, diligent, greedy. I'm pretty sure chaste is one of the ones that says no, I don't want to come carouse with you. Envious, I think, may be another one. I do know paranoid is an absolute, for sure, 100%, I'm not going to come carouse with you. Then there's traits like drunkard and hedonist and such that give a huge boost to the chances of them actually saying, yeah, I want to come drink your wine. Please invite me. But anyway, based off of these traits, I get the impression that this guy is going to say no. But I'm going to give him an invite anyway, just to show you that you can kind of know who's going to say yes or no. Watch him say yes and make me look stupid. And there you go. He doesn't know what he's missing. And that's, I'm pretty sure, based off of chaste and possibly envious. Those two traits are going to work against you. Okay, so we got Mayor so-and-so. He's got a diplomatic trait, which means he's going to be inclined. Brave. Deceitful kind of goes either way. Zealous, zealous means he should like me a little more because we're both zealous. Wroth. And gregarious is a trait that says that he should want to come to carouse. So this guy should actually accept my invitation. And of course, I will come to the feast with you and bring my appetite for revelry. This should be fun. So that's the way that you can game carousing. You can have a general idea who's going to accept or not. But I usually don't play carousing that way. I usually just invite everyone that I think would be important to come, whether or not I look at their stats or not. And that means my counselors, and my vassals, and my husband. But not my friends, which is funny enough because, well, they're already my friend. I don't need to make them my friend again. So I want to. I like to do carousing for the whole purpose of making friends, and making friends out of my counselors is a great thing. Alright, good turnout. Anyway, I don't have to stockpile my gold as much now that they are not allied. And one of these places needed a castle town. Alright, Galahad has turned out just fine with the exception of him being ambitious, which means the young child may want to off me at some point, but I was his mentor, I did raise him, so he should have that going for me. Yeah, mentor. So he's going to be a little reluctant to come after me until about 8-11, which is 20 years from now. 20 years from now, he'll be 36, and I'll be 41. Wait, am I still... I am. lie to his face, as any good woman would do. So, any female viewers watching this, don't hold that against me, please. It was meant more for the humor purpose. I'm not the complete male chauvinist all the time. Alright, we're having our first party. What kind of party will it be? Alright, I have another best friend. Good deal. Alright, with that new best friend, I'm going to take the time to pause the game here. We've gone about an hour and some change into this episode. It seems like I have a trend. Each one of my episodes gets a little bit longer and a little bit longer and a little bit longer. But anyway, that's a wrap of this episode, and I look forward to continuing this tomorrow. Until then, have a great day, and thank you for watching. Oh, and I guess I'm supposed to be saying what these other YouTubers say. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. It helps me out so very much. But it really doesn't yet, because I'm a small fish on the totem pole that yeah, it's gonna be a long time before I see any pennies from YouTubing. But hey, subscribe anyway. What the heck? Anyway, have a great day.